Hi guys, Ray here, welcome back. This is stage 2, flat as fast. As you'll see there, it's 2 loops of a 8.1 mile circuit, 44 metres per lap, so that'll be 98 in total, so 25.8 kilometres. One small sprint in the middle. Like I've mentioned, this is stage 2. This is a Sunday, so I'm very much getting it done very last minute here. I've had a pretty tough week of racing, so I really wanted to squeeze this in just to make sure I could continue on the flat is fast weekly races. So there'll be a new one tomorrow. Don't think I'll jump on that one just yet. Relatively small group. I think in the end it'll roughly be in the 30s, but let's get the racing going. So there you go, straight out the traps, hitting some high watts straight out the gate, and like I previously mentioned, so we've got 33 riders in this. It is 10 past 10 on a Sunday morning, so wasn't really expecting a huge pack. This is one of the few little inclines, as you see. It's not exactly taxing, and everyone kind of stays together. As with most of these flat is fast races, it is really difficult to get away. You see a couple of times there, a few riders just kind of try to pop off the front, but it is swept up very, very quickly. So it's not a race for the breakaways. There's only 2 power-ups available on this, and that's the draft and the aero. So no need for a feather, especially with it being as flat as it is. So as you can see, we're pretty much settled in now after the first few K, just sitting roughly about 40k an hour. Doesn't seem to want to break up much. Everyone is pretty content, and I'm sitting at roughly around tempo on the heart rate, which is what I'm really pleased with after the kind of week that I've had. So I kind of mentioned earlier at the beginning of the video that I've had a pretty tough week racing. I did start last week on Saturday the Flamme Rouge racing, and I managed to get to Tuesday on stage 4, and my legs were gone, so I did have to abandon that. I think a little bit too much the week before, mixed in with a little bit of extra training here and there. You'll see another rider's gone off the front. That I suspect was more for the sprint that came up, because once they went through there, they pretty much sat up. A few deceiving segments on here. As you're riding along, it shows that the road's going to continue to go up, and then halfway up there'll be a junction and you'll turn off. So not exactly ideal, because it can play tricks with your mind. And if you've seen any of my other videos, you'll see that happens on another video where I don't think I've got much left in me, when I can see the climb indicator up, and then it disappears and we turn off. So I was pretty destroyed with that. So I mentioned at the very beginning of the video, this is 2 laps of the Beach Island loop. When it's a relatively large lap like this is, I think it's really good to kind of get eyes on the run in to the finish, because you can almost visualize where the attacks are going to be. With this being almost as pan flat as it is, you would automatically think that it's going to probably come down to the sprint at the very, very last second, but you can see on the topography on the right on the map, you'll see there is a couple of small little rises, which could be launch points if someone's got a good enough power to get away, and that is something to kind of be mindful of, but that's what's really good at this stage, to kind of have a look at it. You'll see here with 1.5k to go, there's a little 3% ramp, and then it pretty much flattens out for the rest of the course. If I was to take note, I'd probably have a bit of an eye out for something on that little ramp there, or whether someone's going to attack over the top of it. So what's good here, if you look at the top right, you'll see there's 500 metres left, 400 metres are left of the lap. Hit the bridge at 300 metres, and then you can see the finished sprint. So what's really good with that is I've had a bit of a countdown then, so I kind of like to start my sprint anywhere between 400 and 300 metres. So what's really good to know is there's a little bit of a marking on the road, rather than me having to look at the countdown on the top right corner on how long I've got left. I can kind of almost aim for the bridge, and when I get to the bridge, that's pretty much where I'm going to try, if I've got anything left, just to go. So this is kind of nicely settled in. I think there was only maybe one or two off the back, and thinking that maybe the second lap starting would be a little bit faster, and no one wanted to seem to work. Everyone was quite content sitting, and I kind of kept my heart rate throughout this relatively steady in tempo, and I was a little bit concerned that just out of the blue it was going to ramp up to 50k an hour and my heart was going to be coming out my chest, but surprisingly it was very, very reserved. So I have mentioned in previous videos about the chat on the right hand side, and a little bit of an unwritten rule is if the chat's quiet, then it tends to be serious, and you'll probably see from the video there hasn't been anything on the chat whatsoever, so it's a little bit worrying that all hell's going to break loose soon, because there seems to be no banter here at all, but also no one engaging with anyone, so there might not be many teammates or anything in there. So I think this is my fourth or possibly fifth racing video now. I'm going to continue to do quite a few, as much as I can, but I decided today to do a little bit of rebranding on the channel. Previously it was just my name, so it was Ray McCarthy. A lot of people struggle pronouncing and spelling the last name, so a bit of a homage to my job. So I am a soldier, and my love of cycling. We're going to rebrand the channel Tactical Watts, as I do probably like to talk race tactics throughout my racing, and I'll pass on as much knowledge as I can. So still 5k to go, and everyone's still together, still holding, give or take 40k, and again that's setting alarm bells off for it being as flat as it is. No one seems to be really pushing it here. I don't know if we've just got a pack of sprinters and everyone just wants to unleash hell in the last 500 metres, or if everyone's just kind of smart enough to realise that it is very, very, very difficult to get away here. So I mentioned earlier in the video to keep an eye out for this ramp, and almost on cue, someone goes for it up the ramp, and stupidly I start pumping out orange numbers, because I think this could be the move that goes. When I get up to them, there's not a lot of extra watts getting pumped out, and I think that move was cut down pretty quickly. The problem with that, as I've just done a big sprint just before the last K, and have I messed up the whole thing. Now with 800 metres to go, I've just got to make sure I can stay with this pack. I've still got the draft power up and I haven't used it yet, but I've just got to try and stay with the pack, remember my marker on the road, and use it in plenty of time. So there I've pumped the aero, and then I've hit the bridge, and that's where I go for it there, and I keep going for it, keep pumping out orange numbers, and I'm always a believer. I keep sprinting to the line and cross the line in a beautiful third place. So that's now stage 1 and stage 2. I've managed a third place. Really looking forward to stage 3, see if I can maybe get one better. Thanks very much for watching, everyone. Another video to follow next week.